Hello guys, Blake the Book Eater here, today with a review of the amazing, the wonderful Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2, a new play by Jack Thorne, with of course, J.K. Rowling. So, as you can see behind me, I have a humongous fan of Harry Potter. I grew up with it, it was amazing. Something I'm gonna confess right now, don't get mad at me, I have never actually read Harry Potter. Technically, I guess. I have, in a way, because ever since I was little, my mom read them to me before I was going to bed. She did that all the way through all 7, so it was like an audiobook, but I have yet to go back and re-experience them, you know, for myself. But, yeah, I know the stories, I've loved the stories, and I've seen all the movies multiple times, and I mean, and of course I've flipped through the books, and I just love everything about it. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I mean, who can say that it's not? And then when I heard that there was going to be a new Harry Potter book, obviously I was freaking out, and so I got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is actually a play, not a novel. I got it yesterday. When it was released, July 31st, and I also finished it yesterday. Well, technically I finished it in the early hours of this morning, August 1st, but technicalities, I finished it in a day. Now, according to J.K. Rowling's instructions, I am going to keep the secrets and not spoil any of you guys, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about this, and then after heavy spoiler warning, I'm going to get into all the nitty-gritty, because you know that you've already read this book. I mean, how could you help yourself? It's so beautiful. So perfect. So this story essentially picks up where the 7th book left off, with Harry Potter and his children on platform 9 3/4 as Albus is leaving for his first year at Hogwarts. This is 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts, and it follows Albus trying to navigate his new life at Hogwarts and all the kind of angst and everything that comes along with that, and living up to the big Potter name. The dynamics of this story were so fascinating, because you have to realize that this story couldn't do as much as the past books, just in regards to that it is a play. It is mostly dialogue based with, you know, they can't do a whole lot of, you know, action scenes and stuff. But with that being said, I haven't seen the play, obviously. I live in California, and I would kill to see the play, because there are some things described in this script that I have no idea how they would do it on stage, and I am so fascinated just to see it be performed, because I mean, it's truly magical. This stuff, some of what could happen, which I don't know, because I've only read it. And that's the only real fault of this script, I think, is that it is a script. It's not a novel. We don't get J.K. Rowling's you know, extensive descriptions of the characters' movements and that kind of thing. It all kind of relies on stage directions, and you have to kind of interpret in your mind how the actors would, you know, interpret those stage directions, because it is mostly dialogue based, and the dialogue is amazing. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. But for the rest of it, you kind of really have to fill it in with your own head. You can either imagine it as a play, which is I kind of did. I looked up the cast photos and everything, and just kind of imagined like I was watching the play, or you can imagine it as, you know, just a book, a play. You don't even have to imagine having an audience or anything. And this book works perfectly. It works perfectly as a sequel to the series, as kind of like another story, a continuation. It does not work if you have not read any of the other 7 Harry Potter books, because you need all that backstory from the Harry Potter books to understand what exactly is going on in this book, because it does require knowledge of everything that happened over here. Now on to the characters. We see Harry, Ron, and Hermione when they're all grown up, and the grown-up versions of Harry, Ron, and Hermione are exactly what you'd think they'd be. It's pretty much perfect, and some people, you know, can call it fan fiction or fan service or whatever they want to call it, but it's honestly what I think would happen, and J.K. Rowling obviously thinks that would happen because that's what happens. I don't really want to say what their professions are or anything like that. Just know that it's perfect. Everything is just perfect. And Albus and Scorpius. Albus is Harry Potter's youngest son. He has James as an older brother, and then there's Albus, and then there's Lily, his younger sister. And we don't really see much of Lily, and we kind of get glimpses of James, but the story mostly focuses on Albus Severus Potter. And he is such a great character. It kind of reminded me of Harry Potter from books 4 and 5. Mostly kind of like that angst and that kind of thing, but it was, to me, it felt completely justified. I understood where Albus was coming from, and just Albus. And now Scorpius. Scorpius is Draco's son, Scorpius Malfoy, and he was actually my favorite character in the entire book. He is the complete opposite of Draco. Actually, he reminded me a lot of Hermione from the books. Just everything, their interactions, and the constant reminder. Scorpius reminded me of Hermione, and Albus didn't kind of really remind me of anybody. He felt like a truly new character, and Scorpius did. He kind of felt like a remix of Hermione in a way, but and you know, J.K. Rowling easily could have just replayed the dynamic with Scorpius, Albus, and Rose. Rose is Ron and Hermione's daughter, but instead she chose to do something different, and just everything that happens in this play, it's quite a long play because it's 2 acts in 2 parts, so there's actually 4 parts to this play, and it's just amazing. It's perfect. 5 stars. Go read it, and if you can, go see it, and then come back and talk about spoilers, because there are a hell of a lot of spoilers, and I need to discuss them. So if you haven't, buy non-spoilers, and see you soon. Bye.